Welcome to Christian Science Bible Lesson Companion. This is Commander John Steele, and we're diving into the Christian Science Bible lesson for July 14 to 20, 2025, themed Life. This isn't about soft platitudes or abstract ideas. It's about locking in, executing, and applying divine truth to dominate challenges in your business and personal mission. We're talking about life as God, infinite, eternal, and actionable. Gear up, stay sharp, and let's move out. Here are 5 mission-critical takeaways from this week's lesson to tackle challenges in your business. Number 1. Trust in God fuels resilience. Jeremiah 17, 7-8 compares a person who trusts in God to a tree by the water, unshaken by drought, always fruitful. In business, markets crash, deals fail, and competitors strike. Trusting in divine life gives you the grit to stay steady and keep producing, no matter the heat. Application: when a project stalls, don't panic. Lean into prayer, realign with divine purpose, and pivot with confidence. Number 2. Spiritual insight outshines material limits. John 4:13-14 talks about living water that quenches thirst forever. In business, chasing short-term profits or status is like drinking from a well that runs dry. Spiritual understanding, knowing life is God, keeps your vision clear and your decisions grounded. Application: before signing that big contract, ask, does this align with integrity and long-term value, or is it a quick fix? Number 3. Divine protection drives bold action. The story of Moses in Exodus 2 shows how God's care preserved him against impossible odds. In business, fear of failure can paralyze you. Knowing life is eternal lets you take calculated risks with courage. Application: launch that new initiative or pitch that bold idea. Trust that divine intelligence is guiding and guarding your steps. Number 4. Healing through principle purifies your work. 2 Kings 2:19-22 describes Elisha healing barren waters with salt. In business, toxic cultures or unethical practices are like bad water. Applying spiritual truth purifies your environment and results. Application: address a team conflict by leading with fairness and compassion, rooted in divine principle, not personal bias. Number 5. Eternal life shapes your legacy. Luke 18:18-22 and Science and Health 262:24 remind us to place our treasure in spiritual values, not material wealth. Your legacy in business isn't your bank account. It's the lives you impact and the integrity you uphold. Application: mentor a struggling colleague or give back to your community. Build a legacy that reflects infinite life. Part 2. Deep dive analysis. Let's break this down with precision, pulling 50% from the Bible and 50% from Science and Health. The theme is life, God as the source of all existence, power, and progress. This lesson is your field manual for navigating business with spiritual clarity. Section 1. Trusting the source of life. Psalms 36, 7-8 declares God's loving kindness as a refuge where we drink of the river of thy pleasures. This is about anchoring yourself in divine life, not fleeting material gains. Proverbs 13:14 adds that wisdom is a fountain of life, steering you clear of death's snares. In business, this means trusting divine intelligence over market trends or office politics. Science and Health 487:27 drives it home. The understanding that life is God, Spirit, lengthens our days by strengthening our trust in the deathless reality of life. This isn't passive faith, it's active trust that fuels endurance. When a client backs out or a deal tanks, you don't crumble. You tap into life's infinite supply and keep moving. 2:15:12. Section 2. Divine Protection in Action. Exodus 2, 1-10 tells the story of Moses' survival, his mother's courage, his sister's vigilance, and Pharaoh's daughter's compassion. This is divine life orchestrating protection against chaos. Psalms 27:1 reinforces this. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? In business, this translates to fearless decision-making. Science and Health 63:5 states, in science, man is the offspring of spirit. You're not a pawn in a corporate game. You're a reflection of divine life, backed by infinite power. When you face a hostile boardroom or a risky venture, you move forward knowing God's got your six. 507, 3-6. Section 3. Purifying your mission. 2 Kings 2:19-22 shows Elisha healing bad water with salt, a symbol of purity and divine truth. James 3:11 asks, doth a fountain send forth at the same place sweet water and bitter water? You can't run a business with mixed motives. Science and Health 287:12 echoes this. God's omnipresence means there's no room for dishonesty or error. In practice, this means auditing your operations, cut out shady shortcuts, and align with principle. 14:25. If your team's morale is low, lead with transparency and spiritual conviction to restore trust. Number 4. Building an eternal legacy. Luke 18:18-22 challenges the rich ruler to sell all and follow Christ. It's not about abandoning wealth, but prioritizing spiritual treasures. Isaiah 12:3 promises joy in drawing from the wells of salvation. In Science and Health 265, 3-5, Eddie writes, man understands spiritual existence in proportion as his treasures of truth and love are enlarged. In business, this means measuring success by how you uplift others, not just your bottom line. Share resources, mentor talent, and build a culture of integrity. 5:18, 15-19. Section 5. Overcoming mortality's illusion. Acts 9:36-41 recounts Peter raising Tabitha from the dead, proving life's dominion. Psalms 36:9 states, for with thee is the fountain of life. Science and Health 306, 7-10 explains, life demonstrates life. The immortality of soul makes man immortal. In business, this counters burnout or fear of failure. You're not bound by material limits. Sickness, stress, or setbacks can't stop you when you're rooted in divine life. 427, 13-16. When a project feels dead, pray, realign, and act with the authority of truth. 2:15-15. Section 6. Universal access to life. Isaiah 55:1 and Revelation 22:17 invite all to drink freely from the water of life. This is universal access to divine good, no gatekeepers, no barriers. Science and Health 496, 9-12 asks, am I living the life that approaches the supreme good? In business, this means making your work inclusive and principled. Share opportunities, uplift your team, and operate from love's impartiality. 13:2. Your success isn't about outpacing others, it's about reflecting life's infinite abundance. 381:17. Part 3. 3 questions for you to reflect on this week. How are you anchoring your business decisions in divine life? Reflect on Jeremiah 17, 7-8, and Science and Health 487:27. Are you trusting God's infinite supply, or are you leaning on material metrics alone? What bad water in your work needs healing? Consider 2 Kings 2:19-22 and Science and Health 14:25. Where can you apply spiritual truth to purify a process, relationship, or strategy? What legacy are you building through your actions? Luke 18:18-22 and Science and Health 262:24 challenge you to prioritize spiritual treasures. How can you invest in others' growth to reflect eternal life? Lock in these principles, execute with discipline, and let divine life guide your mission. This is Commander John Steele, signing off. Stay sharp and get after it.